Alright guys, welcome to Coach's Kitchen episode 1. Today we're going to be making a crispy pan-fried salmon with some pan-fried potatoes and an avocado. So I've done a little bit of prep work here. I got out a salmon fillet, put this bad boy in a little dish, and I've had it marinating for about an hour, maybe 2 hours. Really simple, just some lemon juice. I just cut open a lemon, squeeze the juice on there. We got some salt, pepper, and some garlic herb sensation seasoning. For the potatoes, I just took 2 medium to small potatoes, removed all the skin, cut them into thin little pieces, and then quartered those little pieces. We've got the avocado ready to go, and my cooking surface clean and ready for action. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is get this pan ready for my potatoes. I'm going to turn it pretty high, medium high, quite high. I want to get these nice and crispy, so we're going to put them at a high heat. I'm going to get some avocado oil rocking in there. I really like to use avocado oil because it doesn't have much of a taste. It has a really high smoke point, so you can cook at high heats with it. The smoke point is like 500 degrees. And it's actually really heart healthy as well. So we're just going to get some oil going. Want to get that pan nice and hot before we put anything in there. Alright, now we can see the oil is getting pretty hot here. If you're not sure, you just put your hand kind of close to it. Safety first, definitely, though. Don't get too close. And I'm going to dump my little potatoes in there. You definitely want to hear that sound when you put them in there. It means it's nice and hot. So I want to make sure they're all getting covered up with some oil here. Give it a little flipperoo. Alright, we're going to let those rock out for a minute. Got a nice picture of my team. So that every time I cook a meal I can remember those guys. One of the greatest teams I ever had. I think that was 3 or 4 years ago. It's been a while. Alright, I put a little seasoning on there. Wasn't able to do it while I was recording because I needed 2 hands for it. But really simple. Just put some black pepper, some salt, and some of that garlic herb sensation. I like to put a little more pepper on mine than most people probably do. But you want to just keep them moving. Make sure that all parts of the potato are getting cooked so that it doesn't get burnt on one side and not really cooked on the other. I like to kind of mix it around like that, like a stir fry. Some people prefer to use a spatula, but do whatever works for you. And remember to be safe so that you aren't splashing grease up on yourself. Alright, so the reason I did the potatoes first is because they take a little bit longer to cook than the salmon. Cooking is really all about timing. So now you can see they're starting to get a little bit of color to them. They're starting to soften up a little bit. So I can go ahead and turn on my pan for the salmon. And same thing, I want to get that thing nice and hot before I put that salmon in there. That's one of the tricks to getting a nice crispy finish. Alright, so my potatoes are getting a nice little golden brown on them. Got this oil pretty hot now. So I'm going to take my salmon. When I put mine in, I'm going to go skin side first because I want to get that skin side nice and crispy. A lot of people don't know this, but you actually can eat the skin of a salmon. Not going to hurt you at all. It's actually pretty good. If you want to take it off, it's really easy. You can just use a knife and take that right off, or sometimes it'll even peel off for you. But we want to make sure this pan is nice and hot. Go ahead and put it in skin side down. And I'm going to just dump the rest of this lemon juice and seasoning mixture over the top so it blends in and gets a lot of flavor here. Alright, I'm going to let this cook for a few minutes on each side. Once it gets a little bit farther, I'm going to show you how you know when it's ready to flip. Alright, so now that my potatoes are getting a little golden brown on them, I'm going to take some garlic and throw that in. Just adds a little extra flavor. The reason I don't put the garlic in at the beginning is because potatoes take a long time to cook, and I don't want that garlic to burn or it's going to have a nasty taste. We've got the salmon rocking over here doing its thing. Oh man, it's just starting to smell good in this kitchen. All right. So the trick with salmon, it's a little hard to see because I've got a pretty thin piece of salmon here, but it starts to change color once it gets cooked. Normally when it goes in, it's like that nice dark red color. Now you can see, especially on the edges, it's turning a little lighter. So we're going to flip this bad boy over. See how that skin looks. Woo! Nice and dark. Probably a little darker than I planned, to be honest. Got these potatoes looking really good. They're almost done. And it may start to smoke a little bit. No big deal. Just turn on the hood for your fan. Alright, so our salmon is about done. That skin side got a little darker than I would like it to, but that's no big deal. It'll be just fine. Some nice crispy skin. Ooh. And you can see how those herbs have just kind of crusted to the top there, nice and blackened. That's what you want to see. So I'm going to take my filet, pop it over here on my fish plate. Looks like my potatoes are about done here too. Oh yeah. Nice and golden brown. I'm going to shut off the camera and use 2 hands to safely get those potatoes on my plate. Check back in a second with you. Alright, so I got my fish and my potatoes plated here. Last step, I'm going to take an avocado. Let me show you how to safely open this thing. Take a knife. Safety first, if you are not old enough to be using a knife, please don't use it. Check with your parents. Make sure you're allowed to be using a knife before you do. Make sure that your fingers are away, not going to get cut. Push that bad boy down until you feel the seed in there. You are not able to cut through the seed, so you're going to spin the avocado to cut around it. Yep. Open that bad boy up. This is what it should look like. Really easy way to get that seed out. Stick your knife into it. Twist it sideways. There we go. And then I like to take a spoon, dig right in there, remove that flesh from the skin. That's what it should look like. Pop her down. Same thing with the other side. And then there's a lot of different things you can do with the avocado. I'm going to keep it really simple today. I'm just going to cut it up into some pieces here. I'm going to dice it. And I'm going to slide that right onto my plate. Dispose of the remains. So let's take a look at the final product here. We have a pan-fried salmon fillet, some pan-fried potatoes with diced avocado. Thank you guys for tuning in. This has been the first episode of Coach's Kitchen. Hope to get back with you guys soon. And really hope everybody's taking care with the coronavirus going around, taking the precautions. I know it's really tough not to be able to see each other. But hopefully this can bring a little bit of joy to your day. Alright, it's time for the moment of truth, the taste test. So let's see how it is. I've got a nice big bite. We've got some fish, some avocado, and some potatoes. Oh, baby, that is good. Wow. So that salmon was, I thought it was a little overcooked, but now that I'm eating it, that's the perfect amount of crisp on there. Boy. Those potatoes are really well seasoned. The avocado adds some nice freshness to it. And this is a delicious, nutritious meal. Maybe you could make this for your parents and your family and help out during these hard times. Until next time, stay safe, stay healthy.